before I rip out all my hair and I go bald. Or I jump off my balcony, whichever comes first. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Hannah. This is Courage in the Saddle. I do videos on horse training, and today's video is more of just an update on the 2 horses I have. Reno is a 6-year-old Mustang gelding that I have, and then Julio is a 5-year-old quarter horse appendix gelding. For those of you who follow me on Facebook, you may know that I listed Julio for sale. And, well, let's start with Reno, I guess, because Reno's the one that we're invested in, right? So, I got Reno out last night for his lesson. And, hey, Whitney. Got Reno out for his lesson. Had to run some errands, so I let his leasee tack him up, do all that before I, could be back, because I trust her, she's skilled enough, and there were adults in the arena, so I was like, she'll be fine. So she rides him around, and I'm watching him trot, and I'm like, something doesn't look right, and he's, just the more I watch him, I'm like, something's not 100% right, and I video it, and I send videos to my friend to look at, and do some investigating. I'm like stressing out that he's lame, and he saw the vet today, got his poke so that he's up to date, and the vet, I've never had a vet say this, the vet was like, don't ride him tonight, he needs the day off, and I was like, that's weird, but okay. I already was like, okay, well, I think he's off, so I was only gonna like hand walk him, not do anything crazy. And so I'm like stressing about him, thinking, what am I gonna do? Like, if he's in pain, I'm gonna have to terminate my lease because I can't expect this girl to keep paying for him. And, I'm just stressing and worried. And a little bit later, the barn owner messages me and says, yeah, I don't think he's lame. And I go, why? And she said, because he's running full speed in the paddock, rearing and bucking and chasing horses. And I was like, okay. So he lied to me. So I think Reno's okay, but of course he could be lame now because he probably ran too far and could have hurt himself because he probably overdid it because he thinks he's invincible. Noodle. Oh, she ate almost all her food. So that's the thing with Reno. I think he'll be okay. We'll see if he injures himself today, because that would be my luck. But, so the situation with Julio, the quarter horse. I can't believe it. I've had the worst week of my life. My horse lied to me. He acted like, he's like, I'm lame. And then he goes out and he farts around in the paddock and was fine. I'm so sorry. You've had it worse. Although, listen to this story. Maybe it'll make you laugh. What a weird message. I've never seen that one before. Such a scam. So Julio, the situation with him. So, for those of you that follow me on Facebook, you know that I placed Julio for sale. And, I met this really nice, really cute couple. They came and they tried him. They really liked him. We settled on, a price. We were figuring out a date to get him. We got all this settled and good. And I kid you not, the same day, he got ran through a fence. and cut himself up really, really well. Yeah, so the day I had him sold, he went through a fence. I was like, you've got to be kidding me on this timing. Because this is not a horse that would just go through a fence. He had been in that pen for a few days, was doing great. He had been in other pens that had less fencing and had done great. And so I was like, okay, there's no way he just like decided, oh, I'm just gonna run through the fence. And there were skid marks, like he tried to stop. So I'm like, okay, I think he got chased, but I don't know. So my barn owner calls me and says, so are you at the barn? I'm like, no. She goes, can you be? I was like, yeah, why? And she goes, Julio is out and on the wrong side of the fence. And I'm like, of course he is. Of course he is. And she said, yeah, and he's cut up and he's got some swelling on his one leg. I'm like, the day I sell you. And so I hurry there. I fly to the barn because I'm like shaking and scared and like my horse is gonna die. Because pretty much every story of a horse getting stuck in a fence I've heard has not ended well, but I did hobble train this horse. Thank goodness, because I think that did really help save his life. I get there, he's easy to catch. Like, she literally walked up, caught him, and so then we had to flatten the fence for him to come back over it to come back into the pasture. Well, he decided to run full speed. And my friend and my barn owner was standing on the fence. So he pulled the fence caught on his shoe, pulled it out from under her feet, knocked her to the ground, so then she's hurt. And so we, take care of her. She's okay, but she's in rough shape. We start walking him back up, and he's clearly in a lot of pain. And we get up to the barn, we cold hose him, clean it up, look at it, and she's like, oh, this actually isn't that bad. Thank goodness. I'm thinking, it's not that bad, it looks terrible. But she said there was nothing that was deep. A lot of it was just hair that had been skinned off and swelling. And so we cold hosed it, cleaned it, wrapped his front feet with standing wraps and poultice on the one because it had a tiny bit of swelling but not much. And then put some iodine and Scarlex or whatever it's called and put him in a stall so he can't kill himself. So then there was a vet already coming today. She looked at him. She said, yeah, actually he looks pretty good. Like, he'll be fine. He doesn't need stitches. She prescribed, or he, I don't know, I wasn't there, prescribed Banamine, antibiotics, cold hosing for 20 minutes, and lots of fly protection, because obviously an open wound can obviously attract insects. So anyway, that's the whole thing with Julio. The people still want him. We're just gonna, see how he recovers, but it's all superficial, so he should be fine. It's just he's a little skinned. So pray that he recovers quickly, pray that Reno doesn't hurt himself, and pray that they still take him and I can just be done. And then I'm gonna take a break for a little bit. I'll just have Reno. I'll keep teaching this girl to ride him, and then maybe, who knows when, I'll get another project horse, but I need a break. The past, honestly, the whole year so far has been one of the worst ones I've experienced. I've never had so many bad things going on in my life. And I jokingly told Nancy, I'm like, I feel like somebody has put a hex on me. Or is stabbing a little voodoo doll of me. And I'm like, can you just stop for a minute? Can you just give me a break? But that's the rub with Reno and Julio. Julio's doing really good. Reno seems to be a lot better. I really hope it'll get better. I really, really hope it'll get better, because at this point, I'm just like losing a lot of hope. But I just wanted to put an update for some of my regular people who watch, because I don't have a lot of friends, but I know I have a few in here. And I know they'll want to hear about the whole thing. So that's kind of the situation with Reno's lameness. I do think he's better now. And then Julio is on the mend. The Banamine will help. So Banamine is for the pain, to help him, you know, because he's in a lot of pain right now. And then the antibiotics are going to help prevent and heal any infection that is going on here. And then we gave him a tetanus last night, because with my horrible luck, he would just lay down and die from tetanus, so from lockjaw or whatever. So he had a tetanus, so he's protected from that. So at this point, it's just keeping him, you know, comfortable and giving him time to heal. Horses are expensive. I just had a vet out, and they did shots on my one horse, and then the Banamine, antibiotics, and exam of the other horse, and it was almost $400, and that's 2 horses. This vet is really expensive though, so I'm gonna try to see if I can have a different vet maybe come and do my horse next time, but she was already coming out, so I'd be crazy not to take advantage of it, because the call fee for vets nowadays is crazy. How much do the horse cost? Well, it depends on the horse. Julio I bought for, I think, $2,000 forever ago, and I've put probably about that much into him. No, I haven't eaten horse meat. It's not a tough question. I have not. It's not legal here. And then Reno, I paid $500 for when I first got him. So I don't generally tell people what I spend on my horses though, because, you know, then when I go to resell them, they're like, well, I know you only paid this much for it. And it's like, well, yeah, hay is expensive. My barn owner just bought a load of hay for $6.50 a bale, and I was like, that's the cheapest hay I've heard of in a long time. Most hay around here is like $10, $11 right now. So, I mean, $10 or $11 a bale. Horse could easily eat a bale a day. You know, $300 or $400 in vet work. That's assuming you have a horse that's not accident prone. That's the problem with Julio, is he's just been a little accident prone, and I don't know what to do about it, other than bubble wrap the dang thing and pray. But yeah, he's been a lot. I mostly ride for enjoyment. I've competed a couple times and did well, but there's not a lot of I don't know of a lot of the competitions in this area, so I can't really get in on it. I mostly take problem horses and fix them, so that's why I get them cheap, because they usually have like 3 or 4 different problems and somebody doesn't know what to do with them, so they just want rid of them. Like I've got a Mustang, somebody wants me to take this Mustang that's got like a rearing and a bolting problem, and no, why would I have a problem with that? As long as you do it humanely, I don't care what you eat. But yeah, that's the story. I'm gonna say a prayer and take some pain meds and go take care of my horse. Living the freaking dream. Gonna go cold hose him for 20 minutes, make sure Reno hasn't done anything dumb, because with my luck he would. There's a lot of ants outside right now. So the funny thing was, I went and got a tetanus the other day, and then I gave a tetanus. Living the dream. Because he decided to go through a fence. So we're both in pain together. And I got blood drawn, because I've never had that done before. But it smells like sardine up in here, Noodle. I gave my dog sardines, and it smells awful. But anyway, thanks for listening to me. Be sad. I'm not gonna stream from the barn tonight, just because literally all I'm doing is I'm gonna go cold hose him, check on my other horse, and come home. I can't ride either of them because my vet told me not to ride the one because he got a shot, and I obviously can't ride the one that went through a fence because he's in pain. So I'm literally just gonna go doctor my one horse, check on my other one, and go from there. I do stream from the barn though sometimes. I have several actually of my other live streams where I was riding Reno at the barn, so if you want to watch those, you can. The next time I ride Reno, I'll try to do a video, because I like doing videos and like kind of working on stuff and showing people the process of making a quality, semi-quality horse. But yeah, tonight probably not, because I am just going to, what happened to my nail? Did I get my finger smashed? I'm literally just gonna go doctor him and come back. Alright. Yes, sir. Anyway. Thanks for listening to me complain. What a weird introduction. But, well, thank you. I appreciate that. What was annoying? I know you're just here for attention, Lily. You are seen, even if you're a jerk. How many your age? Great English. I don't share my age on here. I have on past videos though, but I just get tired of telling people my age. You are Lily. You've come on here and made nasty comments in multiple videos. You are a jerk. Maybe I'll do a video later. We'll see. I wish I was 35. I'd be a lot closer to Tyson's age. You're fine. I just think it's funny. I have a lot of people that watch my streams from India, so I'm used to bad grammar. Who do you think, Lily? I work with special needs people. I'm gonna try to do this as nicely as I can. Who do you think Tyson is? Whenever my students ask me a question that they know the answer to, I say, what do you think? And then they always answer exactly what it is. I mean, I feel like I'm an old lady, so you can say that. You don't know how old he is. You don't even know who he is, clearly. Again, this is you furthering the proof that you are a jerk, Lily. You're a sad, lonely girl who only gets attention by bullying other women. Instead of being a girl's girl and building other women up, you get off on hurting women. Because who gets scared of me? Why is Lily hating? Because she's not a girl's girl. Because she's a very insecure and lonely human being who enjoys hurting other people because that's all she has in her life. And it's sad. But, anywho. I mean, secure people don't go on other people's live streams. Well, good. That just tells me that you're easy, Lily. It doesn't tell me that you're not lonely or not insecure. It literally just tells me that you are easy, and that's kind of sad for you. My goal is, we've talked about it, our idea of dating is very different. Your idea of dating is sleeping with as many people as you can. My idea of dating is finding someone to live the rest of my life with. Blessed by the Chaos Goddess. That is accurate. If there was anyone who supported me, besides Jesus, obviously, it would be someone chaotic. Well, I'd have to be married to get divorced. And we've already talked about it. Divorce is not an option for us, except for outside of infidelity. No, Lily's still here, just trolling quietly. So, you getting a bunch of men does not mean that you are better than me. It just means you are easier than me. We've already talked about, I have standards for the men that I date. There are certain things that I won't date. There are certain things I'm flexible on. There are certain things I will date. Your body count does not indicate your quality. In fact, I'd argue it indicates the opposite. It is 5:02 for me. Good for you. No one cares what color of person you date, Lily. I don't really talk about the type of men I like because I have a partner, so it's irrelevant to this. And again, just proving why you are a classless individual, Lily. Would I buy a fake mustache if I got a good deal on it? Absolutely. And the reason is because someone who is like a father or a brother to me is a man with one eye and a mustache that he curls. So I would absolutely get it, because then I would go to Halloween and be him for Halloween. So, yeah, actually, I would. Well, I was talking about horses, but then Lily decided to be a troll again. Dang. I get that a lot, that I'm funny. I always say funny looking, because that's the type of person I am. I'm secure enough that I can just mock myself. So. See, Lily, you don't know me, so that's an ignorant statement. I have not been to horse races. I was in Kentucky during the Kentucky Derby one time, but I didn't get to see it in person or anything. Interesting. I have seen Yellowstone a little bit, but not a lot. Of course, Lily, you would be the person to be cursing. Oh, really? I wouldn't be surprised. Indiana is rough, man. I do not. Beth is blonde. And also a lot older than me. I think. Either that or she looks rough for her age. What, for Yellowstone? Who's the main character for Yellowstone? Depends on who you ask. To me, the main character is Rip. I watch this show solely for Rip. For some people it's Beth. For some people it's, I don't know, the old man that's Beth's dad. I'm trying to think who else. There's the Native American woman. I have not watched it in a long time, and I watched maybe 3 episodes because I can't stand the inaccuracies. There are so many equine inaccuracies that I was like, I can't watch this, but my boyfriend wanted to, so. Well, I don't have cancer, so I have no purpose for chemotherapy. Also not how you spell it, so. If you know how to read horses, they won't kick you and they won't hit you with their horns for the cows. It's all about reading them. I will say, cattle have a very different read to them than horses. Can I give an inspirational speech? Probably not impromptu. I would say, you watch one of my lives when I do them later at night, there will be probably some inspirational speeches and rants. I've gone on a few different rants about dating, marriage. I'm trying to think what else. Most of them are dating and marriage things because I have a lot of younger viewers who are still learning a lot about life. And so I've just shared my knowledge, whatever of that I have, about dating and, you know, like what you should look out for, what you should or shouldn't stand for, setting your own boundaries, your standards, you know. I do equine assisted therapy for special needs adults, so that's what I do for a living. And then I'm a horse trainer also. I'm sure you do, Lily. Well, and it is funny that a lot of the people who give the best advice don't take their own advice, so. That's funny. See, those aren't standards, Lily. Just to be, like, technical, and I'm not trying to pick on you, like, those aren't standards, that's preferences. So preferences are, I find this type of human being attractive. Standards are, this is a hill that I will, you know, die on. This is, like, for me, my partner needs to be a Christian. My partner needs to be, we need to align similarly politically. Again, you getting them does not equate to you being of quality. It just equates to easiness. Ease of access does not equate quality. In fact, often the easiest to collect are the least quality. I mean, look at groceries. The off-brand stuff is cheaper. It's easier to get. It's also less good. The stuff that's a little more expensive, harder to get, usually a little better. Well, when you're easy, you're off-brand. That could be a t-shirt right there. When you're easy, you're off-brand. Good for you, Lily. But I don't know. I don't know why I give so many, tips on dating, because it's not like I have anything that I don't have any advice that people haven't told 1,000 times before, but, yike, that's rough, that's brutal. I've said it repeatedly. It's not like she needs you to repeat it. She did say that last live, so I will believe her on that she might, maybe, be a 21-year-old and a real woman, but we'll see. Also, 21-year-old does not mean you're a girl, which also kind of discredits your argument, so crazy. 21-year-old means you are a woman. Girl is children. But, again, semantics. Well, I appreciate that you like me, but I have a boyfriend, so it doesn't... I mean, I do think women treating themselves like trash is a big deal. Yeah, my dad is in my life. He actually had a stroke not that long ago, so he's still here, thank goodness. That's your opinion, Josie. You're wrong, but that's your opinion, and you're allowed to have it. I know, that's why I don't respond to those comments. I'm like, you don't know me. How can you like me when you don't know me? You like what you see, but what people see on the camera and what is real is not always the same, which is why I'm like, look, you don't like me. You like what you see of me. And even that, you don't really. Well, of course I helped my dad out. I'm the one that stayed at the hospital till like 3 in the morning to make sure he was alive. Oh, it's just a shirt. Well said, term. But also, like, on the topic of God, because I can't not talk about it, it's insane to think that the world just came into being because it happened to explode that way. Like, to think that the world just blew up and happened that way, it's crazy. That's more faith than to believe in a creator. Now, then it's the semantics of what creator. That's for everyone to decide. I know who I believe in. Well, you don't act like you believe that, Lily. If you did actually believe in that, you would actually obey God's commandments. So. I haven't eaten yet, so. I do know what you act like, Lily. That's an ignorant statement. You've treated me like garbage every time you come onto my live. You've been nasty, you've been rude, you've been ignorant, and you make comments about my appearance. I don't know you in real life, but I have a very good gauge of the type of character you have based on how you treat people on the internet. So the fun thing about the internet is it's like dogs fighting through a fence. When dogs fight through a fence, they get real nasty and up in each other's face, and then you remove the fence and they won't fight because you removed their protection. The fence is a safety net for them. That's like the internet. The internet is your fence. You sit there and you bark at the fence and you act like you're this big tough thing, and then if you actually met someone in real life, you wouldn't have the kahunas to say the things that you say. Or if you did, you'd probably not be as pretty as your profile picture, if that's even you. So I do actually have a very good read on the type of person you are, and it is a toxic, insecure, lonely woman. Yeah, but sometimes I like having people laugh about how stupid some of the people in my lives are. I was to say, who cares if men love you? Again, I've already said, I'm fairly confident you're just easy. That doesn't mean you're good, it means you're easy. You can have lots of boyfriends and be lonely, so that doesn't negate that either. Your looks, I really don't care how you look. So, your comment doesn't make sense. I do know you. I know a part of you. I know the part of you that's really insecure and so you're insecure, you're bored, you're lonely, and easy. We forgot easy. Why? Why would I stop saying what is proven? You've proven you have nothing better to do than to harass a stranger on the internet and say nasty things. So that proves you don't really have a lot going on in your life, or else you would actually be doing something valuable with your time. Instead, you have enough spare time where you're not either sleeping around or working. So you have enough time to harass a stranger on the internet. I know a lot about you now. You're lonely, you're insecure, you're self-centered, you are easy because you don't have standards, and you think people who have standards are lame. And you are just nasty for no reason. I mean, there's nothing to envy here. Like, I'm not saying I'm hot stuff. Like, I'm not saying that her lack is my gain. We're two very different people. I guarantee that she would not make it in my industry, and depending on what she does, based on how many men she sleeps with, I'm gonna say I wouldn't make it in her industry. I mean, we're very different people. We have different standards, we have different opinions, we have different preferences. There's nothing wrong with that. Her lack is not my gain, and my lack is not her gain. But she's acting like she's better than everybody without any fact. I was gonna say, I don't want to do corn, so you can keep that. Yeah, Curtis said it really well. Your heart is revealed by the words that you say. From an abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. If you really are a Christian, which I highly doubt, you would know that that verse speaks very truly of you. Well, I don't have a dead horse. I mean, I do, but that one was from my childhood. So, good for you, I spoil my man. But I only have one. I don't need 12. It is basically a bandana pattern britches. No, I mean, I literally have someone who's texting me right now that would like to. Again, ease of access does not equate to quality. I would rather have one man instead of you, who has a lot of men, which you've said that. I should kick her out, but I did the last live. I kicked her out of the last live because she was acting like a dang fool. You didn't say 12, I just picked a number. You're really fixated on the 12, though, which is kind of funny. Exactly. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say lovely woman. I'm not a lovely woman, but yeah, the condition of one's heart is important. Cool, so you're a hussy. I don't know why you're bragging about being a hussy. I love that word, by the way, hussy. It's such a fun word. I call her that, an attention hussy, my little dog. Well, I'm probably going to leave in a minute anyway. It just gave me someone to talk to, and it gave me kind of a topic. I couldn't really care less about you, Lily. Again, you're a lonely, insecure woman who's easy and doesn't know your own self-worth. So if nothing else, I hope you take from this that you are worth more than just sleeping around with a bunch of men. You are more than drugs, you are more than alcohol, you are more than sex. You are treasured in someone's eyes, not mine. We don't need to lie here. But you are treasured in someone's eyes. And whenever you're ready to change and turn your life to God, He will always, always take you. He loves you even now in what you're doing. And I say that from a place of complete humility, because I am not better. I have my sins. I have my things that I hide and I'm not proud of. So whenever you're ready to go back to Him and be honest with yourself, He will always take you back. I had a really good friend who almost ruined his life because of drugs and alcohol, and I was the one that told him, you are worth more than drugs and alcohol, and you are better than this. And I prayed for him. I had my friends pray for him, and he turned his life around. So change can happen. But anyway, I know that took a really serious turn, but maybe I'll go live later and we'll do some sort of educational video. Maybe not. I missed something because this is not making sense. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and maybe I'll see you later, probably not. But remember, from an abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I memorized that verse because someone had to teach me that, and I'm still working on it. I can't save anyone, just being real. I can't save anyone. All I am is a mouthpiece, and I'm a pretty crummy mouthpiece, let's be honest. I curse, I get angry, I'm very hot-headed. Like, the person that's why I say when people say, oh, I love you. No, you don't. You don't know me. You don't see me when the camera's off. Like, you don't see the stuff that my partner has to put up with. Like, that I get angry, or that I have depression, or I have anxiety, or that I have all my issues. You don't see any of that because I keep a pretty picture sometimes. Sometimes I really do let it all out, but I can't save anyone. That's all Him. Only He changes hearts, not people. And if anyone tells you otherwise, they are a liar. That's why we pray for people, because we don't change them. God does. I'm gonna go hose my horse's legs for half an hour. Yay!